kids, welcome to another edition of Wacky Science Wednesday. So today I'm going to teach you guys some science behind magic tricks. Are you ready? These are going to be pretty cool. So for the first one, what you're going to need is a glass bottle. If your mom's drinks Starbucks drinks, they are the perfect size. We're going to need some hard-boiled eggs. As you can see, I've already shelled one. That's the one we're going to use. And then we're going to need some hot water. So what I did was I put it in a glass measuring cup, and I just put a cup of hot water, popped it in the microwave, and then got it really hot. You can also boil it on the stove, but you need your parents' help for that. So you're going to take the hot water, you're going to pour it into our glass, and then we're going to set the egg right on top. So what's going to happen is the egg is going to drop into this, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So while we wait on that, I'm going to show you another magic trick. What you're going to need for this one is a white dinner plate, a dry erase marker, and a bottle of water. Okay? Simple enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a drawing on here. I'm just going to draw a circle. And then you're going to blow on it really good. Are you ready? Do you think I did a good job? And then we're going to take the water and we're going to pour it on top. And hopefully, if this works, our circle is going to float. Can you see it? It's floating around on the plate now. Isn't that neat? So, what I did to make this happen was I used that dry erase marker, remember? So there's a chemical in dry erase markers that make the marker not sticky, and that's why we can erase it off the board. So when I put it on the plate, it wasn't necessarily stuck there as if I had used a regular marker. The water went underneath it once it had dried, and then now it floats around on the plate. Pretty neat, huh? So for our next magic trick, because our egg is still setting on top of the bottle over here, we are going to need a Ziploc bag, and it needs to be full of water, about to here. So I'm going to hand it to my friends off camera, and they're going to get me some water. And then you're going to need several sharp pencils. So make sure they're really good and sharp. If you've been writing with them, put them in your pencil sharpener and make sure they're good. Ask your adult, okay? So now we have our water. So take your pencils. What do you think's going to happen if I poke this pencil through this bag? Do you think I'm gonna get wet? Well, let's see. Are you ready? Ooh, it's not a trick of the eyes. I'll do another one. You wanna try one more? Okay. See, the pencils went all the way through the bag. I'm not going to show you what happens when you take the pencils out, because then I will get wet. So here we go. You guys can take that. Now I'm going to show you guys the science between how that happened. Are you ready? If you take a pencil, that one's not sharp enough. If you take a pencil and you poke it through paper, it just rips. You see? You see all that rip? But plastic is a little bit different. It's going to conform to the pencil and kind of create a suction cup on it. So when I poked it through the plastic of the Ziploc bag, it suctioned around the pencil. Now when Miss Lynn took that in the back and pulled the pencils out, water came pouring out. Let's check on our egg. Guys think it's working? Well, don't worry. I've got another magic trick to show you. So for this one, you're going to need 2 bottles, 2 clear bottles, and then I used minute rice. But you can use any type of rice. You're gonna need something to pour the rice in. So I have a funnel. And then you're going to need chopsticks, and you're gonna need a friend, okay? It's pretty simple. So I'm going to fill this bottle up with rice, kind of like I've done the other one. All right, Miss Lynn. So this is your bottle. Now, this is your chopstick. What I want you to do is stick your chopstick into your bottle and then pick your bottle up with just your chopstick. Can you do that? Do you think you can do that?
Sure.
All right. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
You want to try it again?
How'd you do that? Is it your chopstick?
No, they were the same chopstick. I pulled them
switch.
apart. All right. You ready?
How in the world did that happen?
So there's this little thing. What I did with this bottle that I did off camera was I packed it down in there. So if you hit your bottle several times, you can see the amount of rice that I have in there is getting less and less. It's packing the rice down into the bottom. So what you're doing for science is there's a lot of friction in here. So when I stick this in there, as you can tell, it's a lot harder. There's friction between the rice and the chopstick, so I can just pick it straight up. But when I gave Miss Lynn hers, it was very loose in there.
Oh yeah, it's harder to put the chopstick in now.
Ta-da! All right.
All right, cool.
So that was a fun one. So obviously we're still waiting on the egg. It may take a little bit of time depending on how hot your water was when you put it in the glass. So make sure while you're waiting that you go to your library and you check out some of our really cool magic trick books. So we've got a lot. You're just gonna want to go to the 793 section. That's where they're gonna be. And we even have a cool one about STEM in magic. So make sure that's what you're gonna do. If you enjoyed some of these magic tricks, you can learn some more, and then let us know what magic trick you can do. So that took a while, but that's okay. So the whole science behind the egg in the bottle was when there's hot water in the bottle, there's a lot of air pressure buildup. And when it starts to cool down, the air pressure from above comes down and then pushes down the egg into the water. It's almost a little bit like the weather. So that is how the egg dropped into the bottle. If you want to know how to get it out, that's a different story. So, thank you guys for joining me today for Wacky Science Wednesday. Make sure that you go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel or like our Facebook for more virtual programs. See you next week.